What's up? This is Naked Eli, the mostly unclothed gamer, here with our Halo Tricks episode on the Covenant God launch. The Covenant being the name of this mission in Halo 3. Everybody remembers this iconic scene where we go in to kill the Prophet of Truth. There's also the skull that you can get by doing the crazy jumps through these rings. And so there's actually a really cool jump using this canister right here, this box, that will allow us to not only skip this initial section of enemies, but also the next section of enemies. We're going to launch ourselves, if you believe it, all the way over this wall and towards the end of that next section. So here's how it works. First off, you don't want to mess up this box. You want to leave it in its original state. And then you're going to walk into this corner right here until you can't move anymore. There's not a lot of wiggle room here, so we know that every time we walk here, we're in the same spot. Then we're going to look up, and we're going to angle our hammer to be in line with this purple line here, where the top of the hammer reticle is just touching that bottom line, okay? And then we're going to melee, and as you can tell, that's going to straighten out the box, which is very nice for us because we want to jump in that direction. Now, doing that doesn't push it enough of an angle to the left. If you can't really tell right now, but it's slightly angled to the right. So this is going to launch us over in this general direction right now. So what we want to do is we want to come here, and we're just right behind the box. The way I think about this one is like this line right here for this wall sort of meets the line of the box right here. It's not super specific. And you want to look to somewhere around the middle. You'll notice there's like these dots. I got this trick from a guy named Nintendo, who's an awesome speedrunner, and he said you want to look for this little white area here and aim slightly to the left with 4 to 6 shots. And so there we shot 2 full clips of BR ammo, and then we come here, we look straight up, and pretty much on or just to the left of this line, we melee, which drops the box down onto the wall. Now we're going to try and stand on it, and this time it allows us to stand on it. But sometimes you want to shoot the top to make the box go slightly lower, and then it won't be as steep, and it'll allow you to stand on it. Now we crouch, and we're going to want to put our foot, you see this like gold thingy right here? We want to put our foot pretty much on that gold thingy, or slightly to the left of it. And then the final piece is we line up our reticle with this blue thing on the wall right here. We want to be just to the left of it. And if you've done all that correctly, and you're still holding crouch, then you press the hammer launch, and boom, it shoots us all the way over into this final section, where if you brought camo, then you can survive all of those brutes on Legendary. Right there, I obviously killed myself by jumping into that brute. So here we go again. We're going to come here into this little pocket, line up, melee. We're going to shoot just a few shots to move this. We're going to come around the front middle, aim up, and do that. We're going to try and jump on it. We're going to put our foot next to this gold sliver. We're going to look straight up here, and then we're going to launch ourselves, and that should get us over the top. Now, sometimes, as you see right there, you can actually die if you hit that little piece. And so sometimes it makes sense to actually use your hammer to make yourself boost just a little bit further than you would have otherwise. And it does matter whether you use the hammer or the battle rifle for these different melees. Nintendo said that the higher up on this gold thing you are, the further you will launch. Let's try it again. So you see right here, we get a little bit further, going up a little bit higher. If you think you're gonna be knocked out of the map, you can try and auto, like self-correct, but make sure you don't die like that. I went a little bit too far. And so here we come and let's do it again and again and again. So you can see all sorts of different iterations of this trick. Here, I don't think the angle matters that much for the shots, as long as you're moving this enough. Come here, angle it up, and then we're gonna move our foot. Let's try what happens to see what happens if our foot is on the gold thingy. Covering it up completely, and then we launch. And we're gonna go, and you see there we actually did not get as much height, but pretty much this trick will allow you to like cruise through the end of the Covenant, because you don't have to fight all these enemies. And let's try it. It's super fun. I've been doing this for at least 10 minutes, just trying out all sorts of different angles. I'm sure you could go and try all sorts of different angles yourself, see what happens when you launch like really, really, really far up, or maybe like the exact direction matters. You see here that I went too far to the left, which could have meant that I was in the wrong position on the box, or it could have meant that I didn't shoot the box enough. Here we go again. Hit that under there. Shoot a few shots to there. Use our hammer. There we go. The melee on the hammer is slightly stronger, so you want to be careful which one you use. Come slightly here to the left with your foot up a ton, and then do that, and that should be a nice launch. Nope. I died. I died again. Clearly, I'm not a super expert at this, having only recently learned this trick, but this seems to be the most consistent way that I've found. Before this setup here, we used to just eyeball it as speedrunners, and so it's nice to actually have a setup where at least the majority of the time it seems that it works. Here we go, so that's nice. And then if you run into things, then sometimes you die. In this case, you didn't. And then you could just run through and get through there with your camo that we saved from earlier in the mission. So that is the God launch on the Covenant. And you'd want to get to here, by the way, before your camo runs out, and then just launch yourself up to the top. Otherwise, if this door is open, you can just run on through, and that's actually better, because then if you start going through the door when it's open, then these enemies won't follow you. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Alright, catch you guys in the next video.